We all do love chocolate. Many people consider chocolate to be a luxury or treat food, and it is often associated with special occasions such as Valentine's Day, Easter, and Christmas. Chocolate is a food made from the beans of the cacao tree. The beans are typically fermented, roasted, and ground to make cocoa powder, which is then used to make chocolate. The process of making chocolate can vary depending on the type of chocolate being made and the manufacturer. Welcome to your story. There are different kinds of chocolate from dark to white. The main ingredients in dark chocolate are cocoa, cocoa butter, and sugar. It often has more cocoa and less sugar than milk chocolate. Cocoa, cocoa butter, milk, and sugar are used to make milk chocolate. Dark chocolate has less cocoa and more sugar, and white chocolate isn't really chocolate since it does not have cocoa, but is comprised of cocoa butter, milk, and sugar. The amount of cocoa in chocolate affects its taste. Cocoa makes it bitter, and cocoa butter makes it smooth. More cocoa means a stronger chocolate taste. Milk chocolate is usually sweeter and creamier than dark chocolate. You can eat chocolate in many ways like bars, truffles, chocolate-covered snacks, and chocolate ice cream. You can also use it in cooking, baking, and desserts to add chocolate flavor. Chocolate has been around for a long time. It started in Mesoamerica, which is an area in Mexico where they first found cacao plants. The Olmec civilization was among the first to utilize the cacao plant and incorporate it into their rituals and medicine. As time passed, the Mayans believed that chocolate was a gift from the Quetzalcoatl, the god of wisdom. Their version of chocolate was made by mixing roasted and ground cacao seeds with spices, water, and cornmeal, creating a thick, foamy brew known as chocolatl, which translates to bitter water. By the 15th century, the Aztecs had begun using cocoa beans as a form of currency and considered chocolate to be a gift from the god Quetzalcoatl, consuming it for both its taste and supposed aphrodisiac properties, and even before going to war. So, how chocolate was introduced to the world. Christopher Columbus first encountered the cacao bean during his fourth trip to the Americas on August 15th, in 1502. He and his crew seized a large native canoe that contained cacao beans among other goods for trade. His son Ferdinand observed that the natives held the beans in high value, and Columbus took some beans back to Spain. But it did not gain attention until Spanish friars introduced it to the Spanish court. Spanish conquistador Hernán Cortés may have been the first European to encounter cocoa seeds when he observed it in the court of Montezuma in 1519. Later in 1528, Hernán Cortés brought cocoa seeds back with him to his home country, Spain. In the beginning, the Spanish primarily used chocolate as a medicine to treat various illnesses, such as abdominal pain, due to its bitter taste. However, once sweeteners such as sugar or honey were added to it, its popularity skyrocketed. It continued to be served as a beverage, but the addition of sweetness made it more palatable. The Spanish initially attempted to replicate the traditional Mesoamerican recipe by adding spices, but this practice had died out by the end of the 18th century. At that time, chocolate was a luxury consumed primarily by the wealthy, while the lower classes consumed coffee. Even Catholic monks liked chocolate and drank it to help them pray. The Spanish kept the existence of chocolate a secret for an extended period. It wasn't until almost 100 years later that it was introduced to France and subsequently to the rest of Europe. This happened in 1615 when Anne of Austria, daughter of Spanish King Philip III, who brought samples of chocolate to celebrate her marriage to French King Louis XVI. The trend of chocolate houses began in France and soon spread to Britain and other European nations. Many countries established their own cacao plantations in countries located on the equator. Chocolate remained extremely popular among European aristocracy, who consumed it for its perceived health benefits as well as its indulgent taste. The desire for chocolate led to the development of a thriving slave market during the 17th and 19th centuries, as the labor-intensive process of processing cacao beans was done by hand. Cacao plantations were established as European powers colonized and planted. As the native Mesoamerican labor force was depleted by disease, the production of cocoa beans often relied on the use of po-wage laborers and enslaved Africans. But with the Industrial Revolution approaching, things were about to change. In the early 18th century, mechanical grinders were developed to speed up production. In 1729, Walter Churchman invented the water-powered machine for making chocolate and was granted a patent by King George II. Later, in 1761, Joseph Fry bought the patent for a chocolate refining process, which led to the creation of the J.S. Fry & Sons Company. The Industrial Revolution made mass production of chocolate possible, and it quickly became a popular treat throughout Europe. In 1815, Dutch chemist Coenraad van Houten introduced alkaline salts to reduce bitterness, and in 1828, he invented a press to reduce the natural fat content of chocolate, making it cheaper and more consistent in quality. This process, known as Dutch cocoa, marked the beginning of the modern era of chocolate and the transition from liquid to solid chocolate. In 1847, J.S. Fry & Sons discovered that adding melted cacao butter back to chocolate made it moldable. In 1875, Daniel Peter invented milk chocolate by mixing powdered milk developed by Henry Nestle with chocolate liquor. The texture and taste of chocolate were further improved in 1879 with the invention of the conching machine by Rodolphe Lent. This type of chocolate quickly gained popularity and is now the most common form of chocolate consumed worldwide. The Swiss chocolate company Lindt & Sprungli, which has a global reach, was founded in 1845 as a confectionery shop in Zurich. The company later added a solid chocolate factory and later acquired Lindt's factory. Other major chocolate companies, such as Cadbury and Hershey's, also emerged in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Improvements in machinery and changes in production led to a transformation in chocolate from primarily a drink to a food, and different types of chocolate began to be produced. At the same time, the price of chocolate dropped dramatically as production shifted from the New World to Asia and Africa, making it more accessible to the middle class. During Second World War, chocolate was rationed in many countries, but it remained a popular food among soldiers. After the war, the increased demand for chocolate led to the development of new manufacturing techniques and the introduction of new chocolate products, such as chocolate-covered snacks and chocolate-flavored ice cream. In the 1960s and 1970s, the rise of health consciousness and the increasing awareness of the link between sugar and health problems led to the development of sugar-free and dark chocolate. These types of chocolate are often considered to be healthier options due to their lower sugar content and higher cocoa content. Today, chocolate is consumed all over the world and is a major part of the global food industry. It's used to make a wide range of sweet and savory products, such as chocolate bars, chocolate chips, chocolate-covered fruits, and chocolate-flavored desserts. The cocoa beans are mainly grown in Western Africa, with Ghana and Ivory Coast being the largest producers of cocoa. However, chocolate production is also done worldwide, and there are many notable chocolate makers and chocolate-producing countries. Let's see together which countries are among the most famous countries for chocolate. Belgium is one of the most famous countries for chocolate. Belgian chocolate is known for its high quality and wide variety of flavors, including dark, milk, and white chocolate. Belgian chocolate is often made with high-quality cocoa beans and natural ingredients such as cream, butter, and various flavors, and it is said to have a rich and creamy texture. Belgian chocolate is also famous for its unique shapes, such as the traditional Valentine and chocolate pralines. Some of the famous chocolate makers and chocolatiers in Belgium are Godiva, Leonidas, Neuhaus, Guy Leon, and many more. What do you think the next country is? I bet you guess right. Switzerland. Switzerland is another country that is well known for its chocolate. Swiss chocolate is known for its smooth and creamy texture, and it is often made with high-quality cocoa beans and natural ingredients such as cream and butter. Milk chocolate was invented by a Swiss man named Daniel Peter, who added powdered milk to chocolate to create a smoother and creamier texture. Some of the most famous Swiss chocolate brands are Toblerone, Lindt, Milka, and many more. Now let's talk about French chocolate. France has a long history of chocolate making. French chocolate is known for its high-quality cocoa beans and natural ingredients, such as cream and butter. The famous French chocolate makers have a reputation for using traditional methods to create chocolate with a distinctive flavor and texture. Some of the famous French chocolate makers and chocolatiers are Valrhona, Michel Cluizel, and La Maison du Chocolat. We cannot forget about Italy and Germany. Can you? Italy's famous chocolate-making city is Perugia, which is known for its baci chocolate, meaning kisses in Italian, which is a chocolate-covered hazelnut confection. The famous Italian chocolate makers and chocolatiers are Ferrero and Pernigotti. Germany is also known for its chocolate. Particularly, the city of Frankfurt is known for its chocolate culture. German chocolate is known for its high-quality cocoa beans and natural ingredients, such as cream and butter. The famous German chocolate makers and chocolatiers are Ritter Sport and Lindt and Sprüngli. All of these countries are known for their high-quality chocolate and unique chocolate-making traditions, and their chocolates are appreciated worldwide. In recent years, concerns have been raised about the exploitation of child labor in the cocoa industry, and many chocolate companies are making efforts to produce chocolate in a more sustainable and ethical way. Some chocolatiers and companies are using the cocoa beans from certified farms using the certification schemes like Fairtrade, Rainforest Alliance, OATS, and more. Certification schemes like Fairtrade, Rainforest Alliance, OATS play a crucial role in promoting sustainable and ethical practices in the cocoa industry. These schemes are designed to help ensure that farmers receive fair prices for their crops and that they are able to improve their living and working conditions. Chocolate is a beloved food with a rich history dating back to ancient civilizations. Today, it is consumed all over the world and is a major part of the global food industry. Consumers can support ethical and sustainable practices in the cocoa industry by choosing chocolate products that carry these certifications and enjoy the luxurious taste of chocolate with a clear conscience. Thanks for watching. Please do not forget to like and share us with your friends.